Hey guys, today we pulled in our 2015 Tundra and we're going to show you how to swap out the stock headlights for our new Projector U-bar headlights. We're going to be installing our black ones, so let's get started. Right out of the box, you'll notice that we have our patented U-bar design along with a low beam projector and a high beam reflector. We also have full amber LED for the turn signal and the parking lights. If you look at the back of the light, you can see that we have all the same stock connectors here, here. This is your low beam and your high beam, which are located behind here and here. You have your resistor to correct the rate of flash, and then you also have adjustments. So this is your high beam, this is your up and down adjustment, this is your left to right adjustment. For the low beam, this is your up and down adjustment, and this is your left to right adjustment. Use a Phillips screwdriver, it'll sit in on these teeth and you can spin it left and right. If you spin it to the left, it'll go up. If you spin it to the right, it'll go down. For this installation, you'll need a Phillips screwdriver, a 3/8 ratchet, a 10mm socket, a 3/8 extension, and a panel popper. Okay, so to remove the stock headlights from the vehicle, we're gonna need to remove the grille. Now, I swapped out the stock grille. So typically you would use your panel popper to remove the push tabs along the top to be able to remove the grille. For me, I'm going to use a Phillips screwdriver because I only have a couple screws that I need to pull out in order to remove the grille. So let's get started. Okay, so now once this is done, what we can do is we can set that off to the side. And there are locator tabs in here that push into the core support. So what we do is we just grab up here once you've released the top of this, and you just pull out. If you pull out gently, they'll pop. They can be sometimes troublesome, but you just want to give it a good pull and they'll unclip from the core support. So now that this is free, I do have some wiring back here for some hidden lights that we have. So what we'll do is we'll just pull this out and off to the side. You can see one of the wires here. But this is really all you need in order to get to the one side of the headlight. And then you can just slide this over for the other side, or you just remove it from the whole vehicle by itself. So the other step that you'll need your panel popper for is you have two push tabs here, one here and one here. These will need to be removed, and you can use this tool or a flat blade if you don't have one of these. If you have one of these, you can take, these have 4 open sides on them, so once you get it like that, they'll just slide out. And the 4 open sides is, if you can see this, they're on the side. So you can't technically slide this all the way in like this. That's where a small flat blade would come in handy. That way you just get under and pull it up. To remove these 2 bolts, you'll need your 10mm. These hold this outer edge of this body panel in place, and once you remove it, you can pull it off to access the lower bolt for the headlight. Again, if you have any fender flares on the vehicle, it's best to remove it. Most fender flares are fairly easy, they just bolt in, and you can remove them from the vehicle. That way this goes a lot quicker. Now once you've removed these, there's some tabs. You can see this corner is coming up a little. There's plastic clips that hold it to this upper panel. You just want to try and maybe peel this back here. This is the fender liner, and pull outwards. So you just want to gently do this so you don't break anything. Sometimes these tabs will break up here. Once that's released, you just want to try and, there's also one push tab down here that you have to try and release. Typically a good little pull will release it. If not, you can just kind of wiggle it out. Just like that. Once this is done, you can set this off to the side and remove your bolts. Okay, once this panel's been removed, you'll see a 10mm bolt here that actually screws into the lower outer edge of the headlight. And then we also have a 10mm bolt here and a 10mm bolt here. All three of these will need to be removed, and then we can pull the headlight out. This one, most of the time it just stays in here. It's free from the light, you can see that. To remove this from the vehicle, you'll need to pull up on these tabs because there's plastic inserts right here in the core support. And they serve as a locator for the headlight to sit properly in here. So you pull this one up, and then this one can be a little hard sometimes. So you just pull it up, and then as you can see, that's free. And then this locks in down here. Once you get that, it'll come right out. So now, all we have to do is unplug all of our connectors. They'll come out, just like that. Now we're ready for the new light. Okay, with your new light, your resistor, you just want to hang this down here until after we get this back in, because then we'll stick it then. But all you have to do is plug everything back in. And you want to make sure you line up all the tabs properly. So push them in until you hear them click. Now we can reinstall this back into the vehicle. All you do is you do it the same way you took it out. Get this up in here. Wind it up. So you have this area down here that you want to line up. Then you want to line up here on the sides, and then you can push that bolt out a little bit that you left in there. Get it to slide all the way back, like that. And we can start putting these bolts back in. Sometimes this one doesn't want to go all the way on. What you can do, just use a bolt. The bolt will secure it down into place. Just like that. You can see that it pulls it right up to hold it into place. Go ahead and just tighten everything the same way you took it off. Sometimes what I like to do is once you get the bolt started, is make sure the retaining clips are all the way in and push in towards the vehicle just so it seats all the way. The fitment on this one's pretty tight, so you shouldn't have to push and move too much. Now we can mount our resistor. We provide 3M tape on the back of it. Again, this is to correct the rate of flash for the LED turn signals. So what you'll do is just some denatured alcohol or equivalent cleaner. You just want to dump some of that on a rag. And right back in here, clean a good area. Once that's clean, just peel the backing off of the resistor and stick this to the body. Push it down real good. This is a nice open area, so nothing will really rest against this. It'll stay cool because airflow is coming up in here, and it's keeping this cool for when you have your turn signals activated. Just once you have the light in, just start putting everything back the way you took it off. This, you just line it up over here on the corner. It'll slide in on the bottom, and then you can push this edge all back in. Don't forget, after you put this panel in, you'll need to reinstall your two 10mm bolts. Okay, remember when you put after you get your grill all back mounted up, you'll have your push tabs to put back in. For me, I have Phillips screws because I have an aftermarket grill on this one. So don't lose those push tabs as you still need them. Okay, those are installed and now we can see what they look like.